Right now, Neal Smith, Rock and Roll Hall of Fame drummer, and joined Alice Cooper Band in 1967. How did that all happen? How did you meet Alice? How did you end up auditioning for Frank Zappa?
Well, first of all, the band that I joined wasn't called Alice Cooper. I was one of the 5 guys that came up with the name Alice Cooper, and it was called.
Oh, is that right?
Was called the Nads at the time, and it was Mike Bruce and Dennis Dunaway and Glenn Buxton and Vince Fournier, singer. We changed the name of the band to Alice Cooper, and then we started calling, because we needed something to rise above the common names of the bands in Los Angeles.
Right,
I mean,
you want to stick out.
And it worked. And then we started, wearing crazy clothes and makeup, and and then we said, well, on top of that,
Was anyone doing that at that time? Crazy clothes and makeup?
Not to the extent that we were doing. And then we added the slowly, because of the budget situation.
Yeah.
Slowly adding theatrics to the act.
Yeah.
But in the spring of '68, we changed the name of the band to Alice Cooper, like I said, and then we started calling Vince Alice, and he was cool. He goes, yeah, whatever. So on top of the band being called Alice Cooper, we call him Alice Cooper. So whenever I talk about Alice Cooper, I'm talking about the band, and whenever I talk about Alice, I'm talking about the person.
Gotcha.
And so Miss Christine from the GTOs was one of our friends, and she and Alice kind of went out a little bit. They didn't really date, but I mean they were friends, and they would go out occasionally. And so she knew about the band, and she told Frank. She said, "Frank, got to check this group out." She and Mercy and Pamela DeBar was in the GTOs as well. They came to some of the shows, and they said, "Frank, you got to check these guys out." So we thought, that's great. Let's audition for him. We were told to show up at 7:00, and we thought for some crazy reason it was 7:00 in the morning. So he's at his house.
What?
He's at the log cabin in Laurel Canyon in California. And so, we drag our stuff over to his house and set up in his basement. And he comes down and we're tuning it with our lights and everything, the whole show. And he comes down to the basement studio and he goes, "What the hell are you guys doing here?"
Is he in his pajamas?
He had a bathrobe on, a cup of coffee.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
This is awesome.
And in slippers, And he goes, "What are you guys doing here?"
Right.
And so we said, "Well, you said you wanted us to be here at 7:00. He goes, "Well, tonight."
Yeah.
Musicians don't get necessarily. Nuts.
Oh, well, that makes a lot more sense now.
We had up from last night.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah, but we stayed up all night, so it didn't matter. I mean, we were asleep at 7:00 at night, so it made more sense for us to be there. Anyway, we played a couple songs. He goes, "I'll sign you," and so
that happened at 7 in the morning, so you didn't have to come back at 7 at night.
No.